compete as master architects to build the city's highest towers. Each round, 5 cards, the building blocks of your towers, are up for bidding. The player willing to take the most wins them and must add them onto their own growing towers. Cards. Each card has a value ranging from 0 to 15 and belongs to one of the 5 types of tower. In 2 and 3 player games, there is 1 card of each value, from 0 to 15 for every type. In 4 and 5 player games, there are extra copies of some cards. Towers. Each time you gain cards during the game, you must add them onto your towers, following these building rules. Each player can only have 1 tower of each type, and so can build a maximum of 5 towers. When adding a new card, you must place it onto the top half of the uppermost card of that tower. Make sure that all values within the tower remain visible. The values on the cards within each tower must decrease as you go up. This means you can only add a card if its value is lower than the value of the card it is placed onto. However, there are 2 special cards that break this rule as follows. Onto an 8, you can place a card of any value. A 9 can be placed onto a card of any value except onto a 0, which is the tower top. Setup. With 2 or 3 players, remove the 30 cards with this symbol and put them back in the box. Use only the remaining 80 cards. With 4 or 5 players, use all 110 cards. Shuffle the cards and place them face down as the draw deck in the middle of the table. Leave space for a discard pile and a display of 5 cards. Choose a starting player who will make the initial bid in the first round. Playing the game. The game is played over a series of rounds. At the start of each round, reveal 5 cards from the draw deck and place them face up in the display. The starting player makes the initial bid by saying how many cards from the display they want to take, thus announcing a number from 0 to 5. Then the bidding proceeds clockwise around the table. When it is your turn, you must either raise the current bid by announcing a higher number or pass. This continues until each player has had exactly 1 chance to bid, or until a player has made a bid of 5. The player with the highest bid then chooses exactly as many cards from the display as they announced and puts them in their hand. Once you've made the highest bid and taken the cards into your hand, you may now tear down the uppermost card of one of your towers. This lets you get rid of a low-valued card that is hindering your ability to build. Remove the card from its tower and place it face down beside you, forming your tear-down pile. Be careful, though. The more cards you have in your tear-down pile at the end of the game, the more points you'll lose. Cards with a value of 0 are tower tops. These you cannot tear down. Then, add all cards from your hand onto your towers. Once the building step is finished, clean up the display by discarding any remaining cards in it face up to the discard pile. Then start a new round, in which the starting player is the player to the left of whomever just carried out the building step. At the end of the round in which the draw deck runs out for the first time, shuffle the discard pile and form a new draw deck from it. Then continue as usual. End of the game. The game ends at the end of the round, in which the draw deck runs out for the second time. When this happens, do not shuffle the discard pile again. Once you've carried out the building step of the final round, the scores are worked out. Each player scores points for their towers. Gain 1 VP for each card that is in a tower that has no tower top. Gain 2 VP for each card that is in a tower that does have a tower top. Then, choose one of your towers as your main tower, and gain 1 additional VP for each card in it. From your resulting score, subtract VP for any cards in your teardown pile. Subtract 1 VP for your first torn down card, 2 VP for your second, 3 VP for your third, and so on. Whoever has the most victory points wins. In the case of a tie, all tied players share the victory. If you need additional information and examples, please refer to the rule sheet. Enjoy playing 5 Towers!
Presented by Deep Print Games.